Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to another video. My name's Forensic Gamer, and today we are going to be doing some pet training. If you guys haven't watched the latest pack review video, which you definitely should, I'll have it in the icon and the link will be in the description so you guys can check it out. But essentially, long story short, there's an adjustment in this specific pet with the specific one that comes from the World Warriors pack, the Spelemental version, that gives you a universal resist boost, which has been very popularly used for many people as of current. And I decided to take it upon myself to make a Reliquary pet, since I actually did recently make a Reliquary pet. Fortunately, thanks to my pet, Lady Chelsea, which does triple damage, spell-proof, Reliquary. You can just sock it like a braced Defy, and it's gonna be super nice. So I decided to take it upon myself to make this pet in the Rude Goblin pet, so that not only can I offer in the kiosk for you guys, because you'll now have a reliable Maycast Reliquary pet, but also because, well, I just wanted to make one for myself, because the thing I really love about this pet is that it has the spell card Burst, which I'm pretty sure I pronounced it really wrong. But essentially, long story short, this is a low-level version of Witch's House Calls, does a pretty decent amount of damage for a 5-pip spell, and summons a myth and or fire minion. And the great thing about it is that I've been told that these minions are also very good for PvP. That's why I decided to make this pet for legendary PvP, and now with the stat boost, I decided that I wanted to make it for max PvP as well. So essentially, if you guys can take a look, I'll show you guys some screenshots of all the pools, but generally these pools are very similar to one another, and now I'm safe to assume that the times that I can hatch with these two are going to be just fine, because essentially I'll be getting the same pool, and with having the same pool, I can now be able to get the certain stats that I'm going for. So my goal here now is to make at least one more base pet as a certain backup, because now I'm for certain that the pool is very similar, if not the exact same, compared to my Maycast Reliquary pet. The only problem really that I tend to have when it comes to like these pet training vids, or just like pet training in general, is that for some reason the game just really likes to give me the pet I'm hatching with, and the thing that does not sit right with me is, why is it that it keeps doing that? Like, why is it that I don't have a choice whether or not I want to keep the same pet or not? I feel like I should have a choice to either get the pet that I'm hatching with or not get the pet that I'm hatching with, but honestly, you know, it is what it is. So we have 254 strength, 250 intellect, 260 agility, we got 257 will, so pretty close to max will, I believe, and max power. And if we calculate that, that is indeed a it's a 10 dealer. Okay, that's perfect. I think we're gonna actually get it towards ancient, and let's see what it gets. It got myth dealer, which is perfect. So now that this actually has really good stats right now, we're going to train this other pet here to ancient and try to hatch with ancient to ancient. The limit I'm gonna have for this pet specifically is once I get to 20k, I'm gonna stop there. But for now, these pets look really awesome, so we're gonna hatch them both and see, hopefully we get a really successful pet here. And as I was saying earlier, was that, so when it came to me thinking about having the users of the Persona series, it had me really think about a few things about how exactly am I supposed to go with the whole series if I still want to keep streaming the series. And I decided that maybe I should just stream on YouTube, because in my opinion, I feel like YouTube definitely needs a little bit less of a good internet in order to stream. That's just my personal take on it, since from what I've seen is that it takes less bitrate in order for YouTube to accept 720p, but from what I've seen from Twitch, I believe that the bitrate is definitely a lot higher. So what I decided was that if somehow I happen to have a fix on the Elgato, then I'm probably going to be streaming the Persona series through YouTube, and also because a lot of people watch me through YouTube as well. So I'm not necessarily sure how I'm going to make it work. I feel like if I'm going to be doing like a game series, I should probably stick with YouTube, because I know that if I stick it with YouTube, that it's going to last there forever. So I'll make some videos on, you know, the gameplay for Persona, and then once I get to the point to where I beat the first palace, then I'll decide to get back to what I was doing beforehand and start streaming it again, but this time through YouTube. Not only because I know that lots of you guys are there, but it's also because I'm very well aware that a lot of you guys really just did enjoy the Persona 5 series. Even though there's not many people who join in to tune in my Twitch streams, I know there was like actually a good portion of you that like to stick around in order to see Persona 5, and honestly I'm really happy about that, because I absolutely love Persona 5. I think it's an amazing game, and it would be a shame if I'm not able to stream it at all, or just like even attempt to finish it, just because I just had some certain issues that just didn't necessarily go my way, unfortunately. This pet looks really awesome. It got Maycast Reliquary right at Epic. That's awesome. Not only that, but I also had ideas to, if I was to get the Elgato issue fixed, then I will probably be considering getting back to the Detroit Become Human series, because for me, I personally really enjoyed it. The thing that really stopped me from, you know, just keep going with the series was that I just kind of forgot about the game since I was busy with many other things. And it's same goes for like the Spider-Man series, because yes, we did finish the main game, but I also wanted to finish the DLC. I've only finished the first DLC, and honestly I have to say that I'm super impressed with the game. I think the game is really solid. You know, I was really surprised that, you know, because like generally I personally thought that the DLC for just anything was just gonna be like really bad quality. It's just like a money grab, cash grab for a lot of people. It's like, oh, maybe they'll make some references to some of things, and then like that's about it. There's not really gonna be much to it. But with Spider-Man, the thing I thought about for Spider-Man was that, yeah, it's actually like a really solid game. Like I really absolutely love it. So if they were to have DLC, knowing how good the main game was, I'm pretty sure the DLC will be just as good. And I was right. The DLC was amazing, from what I've just played, from the first one at least. And now we have 2 other DLCs that I need to play. So definitely expect a return of the Spider-Man series as well, because that's a series that I've been really wanting to play for such a long periods of time. Wow, that is a extreme fet. Wow. 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 Ooh, wow. That's a fail and a half right there. That's kind of crazy. Let's do another hatch then. Yeah, that was something. Let me tell you, that was something. A lot of us really think that it's only PvP that we can make that's actually going to be very interesting. And what I like about a lot of these new WizTubers, or at least WizTubers who are like in the rise, is that they're basically proving those people wrong, like so much. You have people like Froggies who does like certain challenges for PvE. You have people like I believe it's like Formal Phantom, who does like, you know, basically like top you know 5 or like top 10, like basically like a ranking type of stuff. And you have like Fairy Queens who does a moon walkthrough, which I personally haven't watched it yet, but it is very interesting to say the least. But yeah, it's just like so many WizTubers are just proving the idea wrong that you need to do PvP in order to be successful. It's not necessarily always true. I mean, you even have like my boy Potato, who actually did a video on gifting people memberships and seeing how far they get as a competition, and that video is doing splendidly. So it's really interesting to see that there's just so many WizTubers out there who are proving that notion wrong, that it's either going to be PvP or bust. Like there was a time actually where my dumbass literally spent money. Wow, I got sprightly again. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, and we're back, and we just have 4K crowns left in order to get to our limit. But as I was saying, so like I said, there was a time where I was buying some Elemental Skyrim packs in order to get some King Parsley, because I was aware that when I did a pack review video, King Parsley dropped very often from that pack. So for some reason, I decided to spend 10k worth of a pack that I didn't need anything else but a plant, only to realize that it was on sale in the Crown Shop. I didn't even know King Parsley was in the Crown Shop for some reason. Like, these are my small brain moments. Like, I just had so many dumb moments where I just spend crowns for the, I guess, for the sake of spending them, and not being smart about my spending with them either. There are times where I am really smart on it, however. Like, there was a time where I got myself like the really big bulk of crowns, and I decided that I was going to be gifting my Death Wizard, since she's already level 60, gear that she needs for PvP. Not only that, but I decided to also spend the crowns right then and there on my other wizards that probably also need gear for PvP. And eventually I decided that, you know, a little bit later, maybe spend on jewel packs, because for legendary, to get jewels, at least pierce jewels to be specific, are definitely very hard to get. It's not necessarily that they're hard to get, because there are places you can farm for them. The only problem is that the drop rates are just really bad compared to how it is for max level. So like, me personally, if you're doing legendary PvP, it's actually fine if you spend a little bit of money on jewel packs, because to get these jewels are definitely very difficult. And through my experience through crafting jewels, I don't think you are able to get 3% jewels. I'm not sure exactly as to why you can't get 3% jewels, or maybe they're just super rare. That like, no one really has mentioned it because no one really has gotten it. But through my experience, you mostly get a 2% pierce instead of the 3%, and generally it's fine if you just want to spend some jewel packs for legendary. When you're max level, however, I really do mind when people definitely spend money on jewel packs, unless they're going for like very specific jewels, like Shadow Pip jewels, maybe some incoming jewels. That makes sense. But if you're going for like your school pierce jewels, that's when I have the problem, because the thing is that there's actually many locations you could just farm for, and yes, they will take quite a while, but at the end of the day, you do save quite a bit of crowns, because those packs aren't $3.99. Those are $5.99 packs. You know, you could definitely use the rest of that money to probably spend it on stitches. If you were to just save some money from it, you could spend it on stitches. You can spend it on other packs that you might probably want for stats, or maybe for some of the aesthetics. And maybe even use some of that money for like bruise potions or energy elixirs, because that's like $5.99 crowns. That's basically like about 2 bruise potions per pack for 1 jewel pack. It's pretty insane as to how much exactly is in cost of those jewel packs. So like, for me, if you're a max level, you might as well just farm for them. Yes, it does take a while. Yes, I know people are pretty impatient, but from my experience, farming for certain jewels at the max level, at least pierce jewels, are definitely a lot easier. And not only are they a lot easier, but you also tend to get the pierce jewels for other schools. So if you were to plan to like max your schools, then you pretty much have all you need. There's 2 people that I really enjoy so much in terms of like watching them train the pet. The first one is it's Michael. The second one is probably Anthony. Those 2 are like probably my most favorite people to watch pet trainings. Like, Michael is just really funny. Anthony has just a really amazing commentary and is also pretty funny. But not only that, but both of them have some really nice reactions when it comes to like seeing their pet fail or seeing their pet succeed. But especially Michael. Michael definitely has some of the most funniest reactions when it comes to pet training, and I love it. I can see why, like, you know, his pet training videos does so well as well. Like, it's pretty insane. Also, I never thought there was going to be a time where, like, I will have under 100 fancy yogurts. These are dark times we are living, people. These are very dark times. Watch it be, like, double pet XP tomorrow, and I don't even know. Like, here I am training a pet, and then it's, like, double pet XP. And then Aaron's gonna be like, haha, it's double pet XP. You should have trained it during double pet XP. And I'm just like, bruh, like, why you gotta do me like this, bro? Like, you just can't do me like that, bro. Like, I just want to train pets, bro. Like, I had nothing else to do, and was I didn't want to farm. I didn't really want to. It's kind of funny how I just don't really want to do PvP, at least at max level, because it's like just so shallow reliant. It's so annoying. But like legendary is so much fun. The only problem is that I don't really have a good pet yet for legendary. I do have a decent pet for def, and I might actually even consider doing def PvP very soon, because I have everything I need except for the pet. Because it just needs to get mega. But I think for what it has now, it's actually pretty decent. Alright, I think this is the last one, and let's see what it gets. Let's go! Let's go! Oh! Oh, look at that! Oh, this looks wonderful. Oh, this looks absolutely wonderful. Alright guys, so I finally give this pet a name because it's finally a successful pet hatch here. The name for this pet is going to be Baron von Winston, and I will be replacing one of my Chaos pets with this pet for those who are interested in the stat boost, because I feel that in my opinion for max level PvP you might want the stat boost for the Myth Wizard. So if you're interested in getting this specific pet, I will have it in the kiosk here. I also check the kiosk very often, so there's no need to worry about not being able to get this pet, because most likely I'll be checking the kiosk very frequently so that a lot of people will be able to get the specific pet here. So honestly, Chelsea's gonna stay, Rascal's gonna stay, because this one's gonna be for legendary PvP, and a lot of people seem to like this one a lot. I might remove Sasha as the triple double pet, and might keep Keisha. Keep or maybe remove Keisha, I'm not sure. But since this can actually get for like the brace jewel, maybe some people might want to go with this route. If anything, I might just remove my crit pet for now. And we're going to be offering Baron von Winston, which is the new pet, the Maycast Reliquary pet, same stats as my Little Medusa, which is Lady Chelsea, same pool and everything. One thing I will keep in mind is be aware of some of the fells that it can possibly get. The fells that I've gotten from this pet specifically, I believe this is Maycast Tower Shield, this is Maycast Sprite, this is actually the Selfish Talent, this is Maycast Sprite, this is Maycast Fairy, and this is Balance Blade. So if I were you, I'll be aware with those specific fells, but for the most part, it does have the stats that you're looking for. And like I said, all pets have some sort of fel. It just really depends on RNG if it wants to be your friend or not. So not only that, but I will be recommending you guys a video on how to effectively pet train. That's kind of a little bit where I got this idea to effectively pet train from. And I like to give credits to that specific person. I don't know exactly his name, but I will be linking it in the description below. If you happen to watch that video for the first time, let him know that I sent you. And as always, hopefully that you did enjoy this pet training video. It's been about an hour now that I've been recording this, and I'm going to be cutting a lot of the stuff out because of the ranting stuff that I just tend to do very frequently. But as always, hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't, and always remember to stay frenzied. Peace.